14 months ago, I had surgery to repair my torn ACL and torn meniscus. Since then, I have put in a lot of sessions in the gym trying to build my muscle mass back, my strength back, and just recover to the best of my ability. And it's been quite a journey since. We've put in a lot of hours in the gym and it's been a lot of hard work. So I'm just going to run you guys through what I am doing 14 months post-op. So I always start my sessions with a little bit of a warm-up. I'll try and get on the bike, really get the legs going, really get my knee kind of moving, and then I'll just do a little bit of a dynamic warm-up, some lunges, some leg swings, anything I can to kind of get moving. I find that if I don't do this, then I don't really have a very successful training session. This was way more important in the earlier stages, like when I was 5 months, 6 months, all the way up to even 12 months. If I didn't warm up properly, my leg sessions were terrible. These days things are a little bit better and I can get away with it, but it kind of depends on the day. If my knee is a little bit stiff, a little bit sore, then I still won't have a very good leg session. So I really make it priority to warm up well, and it makes all of the difference. So if you're going through it and you're in those earlier stages, do not skip those warm-ups, because it can literally make or break whether you have a good session or not. So throughout my entire rehab, I have started my leg sessions with single leg extensions. These can get a little bit of a bad rap. Some physios don't like them, but my physio put these in my program as soon as I was good enough to do them and strong enough to kind of do them when it was safe. And I've been doing them since about 3 months post-op, and they have been the core and the block of the base of my program. So single leg extensions, I've come a long way with these. On this particular machine, I was doing around 45 kilos single leg. Now it does make a difference depending on what machine you are using, so don't use my weight and compare to me, because it literally varies machine to machine. So I do what I can on the single leg extensions, and then I get into more my pressing movements. Being 14 months post-op, you would think I would be cleared by this point, but unfortunately I'm not. I'm still lacking single leg strength. So the core of my program right now is actually doing these single leg squats, and it's something I've been really trying to work on and really trying to build. When I last saw my physio, that was the main thing he said I needed to improve on, was that single leg strength, particularly in that single leg squat. Ideally, you want to do these heel raised. The gym I'm at here didn't have one, or at least I couldn't find one. So I was just doing them with my foot flat, which meant I couldn't keep upright and keep my balance too well, so which is why I'm holding on. But I only just about have the strength to do it without holding on. They were my hardest rehab exercise for ages. So those are the main focus now. I like to do the leg extensions first to kind of warm up a little bit, and then I get into those pressing movements. Once I've done that, I move on to my main pressing movements in terms of weights, and that for me is the single leg press. I absolutely love the single leg press. It has been one of the best rehab exercises I've done, and just one of my favorite exercises I've done in general. I never used to do single leg presses before, and now it's literally like the best thing I do. I love it. I really focus on getting a full range of motion here, and I really think this has helped me in terms of my range of motion in general and how good my knee feels. People always ask me how I got my range back. Like, I can sit on my knees very well and I have like full range of motion, and I really think making sure I'm doing all these weighted exercises, going through a full range, has been the absolute key. When I've done my single leg stuff, I do move on to another pressing movement, because quad strength has been the main issue and goal for me. So I try and do some type of squat variation. I really like the Smith machine squat. I found with the barbell squats, back squats, that I was shifting weight to one side due to having that slight weakness, and it was causing me pain. So with the strictness of being, bolted in with the Smith machine squat, it's much easier to spread the load across the two legs. So I really like that. So that has been, again, another staple for me in my rehab in the later stages, getting into the Smith machine squats. And again, if you can do it heel raised, highly recommend it. It just gets that more range of motion, puts more emphasis on the quads, and really gets the knee pushing forward over the toes, which I think really helps. So in my rehab sessions, I don't do a lot of hamstrings at the moment. My hamstring strength has been very good since very early on in my rehab. Didn't really lose much strength, so yeah, for me, in terms of hamstrings, not something I've had to really work on, and my hamstrings respond really well. I get really sore if I do too much volume on my hamstrings. So for me, it's not uncommon to see me only doing anywhere from 4 to 6 sets per week for my hamstrings. Everything else is pretty much quad focused, and I pretty much stick with that, and it doesn't have to go up too much. But at the moment, I'm doing 2 leg days per week, and I'm being pretty consistent with that. I'm also running 4 days per week, and just trying to manage it all, manage recovery the best I can, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. So I always try and finish these sessions with some stretching. Again, I like to practice sitting on my knees quite consistently and really make sure I'm getting good ranges of motion, really pushing my flexibility, and just trying to stay as mobile as possible. But at this point, with those single leg squats, I finally feel like I'm improving, and I felt like I was kind of in a bit of a plateau for a while, but now training's really ticking on. My running's improving, my strength in the gym is improving again. I feel like my muscle mass has really come back in my legs, and overall it just feels very good. So can't complain, pretty happy. And that is what I've been doing recently, and that is what my leg day looks like 14 months post-op. Like I said, I train legs twice a week. The second leg session looks very similar to the first one. I keep it basic, I keep it simple, and I focus on improvement every single week. So guys, that is the vid. I hope you enjoyed running through what I'm doing in my sessions. If you're going through surgery, rehab yourself, hopefully all is going well. Keep consistent, stay the course, and eventually you will get there too. You just have to keep putting in the effort. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.